This is Balz from Motionless In White, and you're on Rock Forever magazine.
Hey guys, it's Tori from Rock Forever magazine, and I am here right now with, well, part of Motionless In White.
1/6.
1/6. How are you doing today?
Okay, it was raining earlier, but now it's hopefully not going to rain for the rest of the day.
Hey, you're spoiled. You have a tour bus, so I mean, you could have just stayed in there the whole time.
Yeah, it's like being in one room all day. It's not as fun as you'd think.
I mean, you would think it would be very glamorous, so supposedly not.
We have Kit Kats, so...
Well, there you go. You need nothing else, just Kit Kats. Well, we're going to start some Finish a Sentence now. So the highlight of your career so far was when?
Yesterday we went to Horror Nights. It was great.
Your career? Really?
No, I don't know. Playing a sold-out show in London at Brixton Academy was pretty awesome.
I mean, that is absolutely huge. That's amazing. But, okay, how was Halloween Horror Nights? You have to tell everybody how it went. It was the day after Halloween, too, so...
Yeah, it was faster than I thought. We thought there was going to be, like, hours and hours of lines, and there was only, some of them had 10-minute lines. Some were, like, 30, 40, which I thought it was going to be, like, 2-hour waits.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, so I guess you guys got very lucky then. And now, the first concert you ever went to was...
Aerosmith.
Man, that is an amazing first concert. Usually they're just like these terrible local shows that I hear when people answer that question, so that's pretty insane.
I was 12. I went for my birthday.
How was it?
Aerosmith, Run DMC. I don't remember who else.
I mean, that alone is pretty great. So how was it?
And Kid Rock.
That is so good.
Best tour package ever. Will never be done again.
How was that experience for you? Was it like a really embarrassing first concert? Or did you have a good time?
Embarrassing? How was that embarrassing?
No. Like, I don't know if you were just like...
Aerosmith is the best band in the world.
Yeah. And now, your favorite lyric you've ever written is?
None of them, because I play keyboards.
War. Well, last Finish the Sentence here. The most memorable fan experience was when?
I mean, there's a couple. Watching Chris get pieces of people's hair, like locks of people's hair, or like we get notes written in blood. It's...
I mean, every day, right?
When in Rome.
A day in the life of Motionless In White. Anything but ordinary.
That's very true.
And now your album Infamous is out right now, and you guys touch on some pretty heavy topics on this album as far as lyrics go. What motivates you guys to write the kind of music that you do? Because, I mean, you think about it, these days so many bands are writing just party songs. You know what I mean?
I mean, Chris writes some of the best lyrics, I think, in this genre or scene or whatever you want to call it, just because it's all... we don't really write party songs, and I mean, for people that do, it's whatever, it's their thing, but like for us, we're very dark, we're very emotional, we're very just evil, and we're from a small town, and I guess a lot of things derive from that, and like, the hatred for a lot of things, it can go from girls to government to life to anything, so it's like, why not, touch on subjects that, some people won't.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed about you guys is not only the lyrics are pretty heavy, but I think the music sort of reflects whatever the mood of the song is. So what was the biggest challenge you guys faced in trying to convey your feelings through these songs while recording?
I guess at first we were kind of we wanted to portray us as a band, and, and a lot of bands write music that people like, just for people, and it's like, to appease the fans, we just want to write music that we like and we enjoy, and we want to enjoy the music that we play, not only like appeal to people, but everyone likes something different. That's why this album is, you get heavy, soft, just scary, it's like it goes from 1,000 different things because we're all different, and we like to portray our personalities in the music, which is cool. And like a lot of bands, it's like one song all the way through, it's all the same, so that's why we're a tiny bit different.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys are writing the kind of music you want to play. You're not just trying to make other people happy.
We're not trying to make the millions.
There's one song on this album that stuck out to me. If it's dead, we'll kill it, is what it's called. So what inspired this story?
No one understands it because they think it's like, oh my God, if it's already dead, how are you gonna kill it?
I know.
But it actually has. I think it has. I mean, Chris obviously wrote it, but like it has a way deeper meaning. It's like people are. It goes for like people that are. Like positive, like being held on this pedestal on in the news and all this stuff, and they're basically they're dead, but it's hard to explain. Like a person like, I'm trying to think who was the guy who did the terrorist attacks in Boston. It's like you'd want for them. I can't. It's hard to explain. I can't even like put it across and how exactly I want to explain it. But they put these guys up on this pedestal, and it's like, they're already dead, but you just want to just fucking put it down and end it and end everything. But
so I guess you just don't want those sort of things to have attention. Is that?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. I feel like Chris would have explained it better. But
where is he?
he's dead somewhere. I don't know.
Well, anyway, I'm curious to know also the inspiration behind the album artwork for that album. Once
Your guess
again,
is as good as mine. I don't know. I'm like, I guess it's kind of, a lot of it flows around, the song America. It's like I said, like, pushing people and like about image, and obviously he's looking into a mirror, and it's like portraying your image and not really reflecting on yourself. You're just worrying about everyone else.
Okay.
So it's about, worry about yourself, whatever it reflects on you,
And just looking back at your album Creatures to Infamous, you guys have evolved so much with your music, just, between 2 albums. And I think you guys are starting to stray a little bit from the metalcore genre, huh?
I mean, we'll always be, what we were, but that was so long ago. I mean, we wrote that album, I can't even remember how long ago, between when we wrote it to when we recorded it to when it was put out was, a whole year process. And then we played those songs. There's some songs on the album we were playing for like at least, I don't know, like 4 years. So it's like, you'd think it was so fast, but you're not gonna, after 3 years, you're not gonna be like, oh, this is the music that, it's the same, you're gonna change as a person. So obviously you're not gonna play the same music. You're gonna be a whole different person. You can change completely in a year. You can change completely in a week. So
So I guess as you guys grow up, so is your music.
Very true.
Yeah. And so where do you guys see your music heading next? What direction do you want to go on a next release?
I don't even think we know. It's we just go with the flow of how we're feeling and how we didn't know how this last album was gonna come out. It was just kind of, we just put songs together, and Chris and Rick wrote most of it, so that's why it's like it's hard for me to put a pin on it. But it's like you'll never know, because it depends on how you're feeling and how you're, this person's personality or this person's how they're feeling, their emotions, and a lot goes into writing music, not just sitting down and playing a guitar and you're done and that's it.
Yeah. So, okay, you personally, how are you feeling? What would you like to do? Let's say you had total creative control over the next album. What would you like to do?
Only keyboard instrumentals. That's it.
Okay. Well, you're not being selfish at all. It's just going to be your album now. Where's the rest of Motionless in White?
They can just be in the background.
They'll just like model in the back, or they'd be your backup dancers?
There'll be a part 2 to the CD that, they'll be on.
Wow. I hope the rest of the band doesn't watch this interview, because I don't know how they're going to feel about this. Yeah. Well, what do you think is the biggest misconception about the band that you guys would like to clear up right now?
I'm not sure. I try not to read like comments and all that stuff. I try to stray away from it, and because one person will ruin your mood and like instantly.
Absolutely.
It's like a YouTube comment or a, even like Instagram comments or anything. So to be honest, I don't know what people even think of us anymore. It's been such a long time that I try to not pay attention to people that hate our band. If you hate our band, you hate our band, whatever, don't listen to us.
Yeah, I mean, that's a healthy attitude, because if you were to read all those comments, you'd probably go crazy. Not that there are a lot of negative ones, just, a lot of different people's thoughts,
I think people just like to, pick on us just because they have, we're an easy target. I know that. We're obviously, like, we wear makeup and, we're just a bunch of weirdos, and, that's who we are. So, if you don't like it, just, they can go fuck themselves. Or
do you think your image in any way has, caused people to have a first impression that's not accurate?
Every single time someone looks at us, yeah.
So what do you think people are thinking when they first see you?
I don't know.
No?
I wish I can see someone else be in someone else's body when they look at us as a group walking down the street.
Well, like I say, I thought you guys looked pretty cool personally, so there you go.
1 in a million there.
And now, what is the mission statement? If you guys had to come up with a mission statement of just how you want your music to affect listeners and what you want to accomplish through music, what would it be?
I guess the staple one is, always, try to be yourself, keep your mind open. I mean, obviously in our last CD, there was that immaculate misconception is open your mind before your mouth.
Yes.
And that's a huge statement, I feel, for like our band, but we have tons and tons of messages, and for everybody, not even a person that's depressed, a person that is happy, and that you just should always keep going forward and forward and forward and forward. So I guess that's the biggest thing, is just keep going forward and putting your time into what you believe in.
That's awesome. So I guess no matter where you are in your life, everybody can relate to at least one Motionless in White song.
That's true. That's very true.
And you also have a music video for America out now, which was probably one of the craziest music videos I've ever seen. It was literally a circus. So what was the filming process like behind the scenes for that?
That literally took 1 day, and it was like the longest day of our lives. And,
I can imagine.
The director was Clown from Slipknot, and he's
insane.
Out of his mind in the best way possible. And,
right.
So it was just the most unique experience, and I feel like we're kind of getting known for just having unusual videos or unique videos.
True.
So it's like it's
hard
to
the first.
it's hard to push the envelope and have fun and have a message come across and all that stuff. So
I mean, to work with a member of Slipknot is absolutely legendary. How did that come about?
He thanked us about 1 million times, and it was just like, you don't need to thank us. I don't know. I didn't even want to stare him in the eyes. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, how did you end up working with him? How did you get in contact with him?
I honestly don't remember. I remember it was like a kind of like a shot in the dark of how we started working with him. It was like kind of, I don't know if we hit up him or he hit up us. Do you remember?
What?
Clown?
Yeah, I remember.
I just don't remember who hit up who. I don't remember. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. That's the best way to keep it.
And what was your favorite memory from behind the scenes of filming? Were there any crazy moments that happened behind the scenes? I mean, there have to have been, just watching that.
I have a hydraulic stand that, moves up and down. And we were in the circus tent. And we were in California, like in LA. And it was already in the summer, so it was super hot. And then we were in a tent. And then my stand goes up, 6 or 7 feet. So like every time I would go up, you'd feel the temperature rise by like 10 or 20 degrees. So it was like probably like 110 in the tent.
Wow.
And that was probably
that
you
sounds
just
very
feel,
fun.
And you'd go outside and it was like 80 or 90 degrees out, and it'd feel like it was air conditioning. That's how hot it was
That
inside.
is insane. Well, you were very dedicated to the role then to put up with that.
If you watch the video, you can just see me sweating. If you like, there's a scene with me, I'm just sweating and
Right.
Yeah.
And now you guys are a very theatrical band, and I read that you're inspired by a lot of horror elements as well. How'd you guys get into all of that kind of stuff?
I feel like growing up, I even when I was little, my dad used to let me watch, horror movies because, I don't know, I obviously didn't care. But I feel like all of us have, that's where we've grown up, and that's why we look the way we do. We don't dress the way we do just because, it's cool or what's hot or whatever. I mean, we have evolved. I mean, when I was younger, I used to wear makeup and, mostly just like eyeliner and tight jeans and skateboarder, like dude with like super long hair. And it's like, it comes from, being just, I feel like it derives straight from just watching horror films. Like, I grew up on like Freddy and Jason and I like The Shining and all those things. So it's like being weird was normal in those. So it was, I would go into school and I'd be the only one dressed in complete black, and people would be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm just losing my mind slowly.
I mean, it's so cool now because, you could see a lot of people in line for the show tonight. People are inspired by you now. They dress maybe the way they do because they love the band so much. So it's kind of like a full circle thing, isn't it?
It's really cool to see, like, people dressed as us, even for Halloween or even at the shows in general. It's like, I remember dressing up as bands when I was younger and for Halloween, or going to a show and wearing their shirt. Like, a lot of people say, it's like a show no to wear the band's shirt to the show, but I love that. I think it's my favorite thing. And
rep it.
yeah, when people wear, like paint on their bodies and like the makeup and stuff, like that, it makes our show 1,000 times better. When they give
Absolutely.
us 100%, we give them 100%, or if not 110.
Yes. And now, what are your plans for right after this tour? You're on tour with In This Moment right now. So what's coming up right after this?
We actually have a lot of time off. We have Soundwave coming up, which is in
that's
Australia,
exciting.
which is awesome. It's the middle of, I live in Pennsylvania, so it's freezing. So it'll be a good time a little vacation to some warm weather. But besides that, we have a couple things that we can't announce yet, which is the usual. But besides, we have some time off, and then we have some other stuff that will hopefully be announced within the next couple months.
Okay. Have you guys thought about new music yet? Is that something going through your minds, or?
It's every musician, once they put out a CD, the next thing on their mind is writing a new record.
Right.
But I guess we're due, but I guess we'll see what lies in the future of what we're gonna do, and I would love to write a new record.
Hey, I think your fans would like that too.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. And also, this is something we actually had a couple of fans tweet in about, and it's kind of a big question. Warped Tour 2014, is that something you guys would like to do?
We just like to tour, so any tour is possible. A tour like that is ginormous, so to get a tour like that, it would be awesome, and so we did it 2 years ago, and it was amazing, and it was one of the best tours we've ever done. We just did Mayhem, which is like a older, much like more mature Warped Tour, so it's like to do either one of those tours is an honor. Like, not only if we do it, we do it. If we can't, we can't.
So you're up for it then?
We would love to do any tour.
But also, anybody wants to follow you guys on Twitter and Facebook and find your music, where can they go?
I know we have Instagram is MIW Band. I think Twitter is MIW Band, and I'm sure Facebook / Motionless In White. I know we have a website, it's like motionlessinwhite.net, all that stuff. And, we have a merch now website where you can get our merch, or you go to Hot Topic. Try to just buy stuff,
Yeah, why not, right? Well, thank you so much for hanging out. It's been great talking to you. Learned a lot about the band today. And everybody watching, make sure you check out Motionless In White. And if you haven't already, you could get their album Infamous on iTunes right now, merch and Hot Topic, and merch now. And while you're at it, subscribe for more interviews, and I'll see you next time. Bye!